All right, today I'm going to talk about something a little important, something that I kind of run into a lot that gets sent in to us to get fixed, and that is controller ports. I want to show you a cheap, easy way that you can save your controller ports on your retro consoles. So let's get into it, and I'll show you what I got. So just as a few things that we can do of extension cables. Extension cables are great for actually end up saving the ports on your retro consoles. One lets you get the cable a little bit farther out away from where you might have it sitting because it might be across the room. So kind of going old school Nintendo, 10-foot cables, 6-foot extension, that, whatever. But you can leave these plugged into your console and it's going to prevent the constant plugging and unplugging and plugging and unplugging. And you can just, like I said, leave these attached to the front, leave them plugged in, tie them up kind of nice, and then just plug your controller in on the end. And then this port wears out, and you're wearing out a $6 cable. This is for the 64. This is over for the Sega Genesis. I have them for my Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, the Genesis, Jaguar, my PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, got them on the Xbox as well. Have them for the Atari, have them for the Neo Geo. It's just a option of something that you can do to keep those old ports from wearing out, needing to do a repair on those, because although they are semi-easy to do, the ports are getting harder to find, and even good third-party ones that actually fit and work are starting to become a little bit harder than what they used to be. Another thing you can do, just like my Sega Saturn, another option is Retrobit makes a bunch of wireless controllers that come with adapters. They're not too pricey for the controllers depending on the console, but if you want to go the wireless route, it's a really small adapter that you can just leave plugged into the front of your console, and then all you have to do is just charge the wireless controller, because most of theirs do have internal batteries on them. So still a chance of controller batteries, internal ones going dead, not easy to swap out as far as an instant gameplay, but most of them also too you can play while they're charging. We're all used to now of controllers being wireless and that, but they make controllers with adapters that'll help you save those ports from you constantly plugging and unplugging your controllers. Now, if you have a PC Engine or a TurboGrafx, one thing you can pick up is the TurboTap, because they have a single controller port on the front, and the taps for them have up to 5 players, which was kind of strange because everybody at the time was still doing 2-player style systems, and then everything kind of went to 4 players. But they were the ones that kind of came out with the 5-player setup. This is for the TurboGrafx. It's a giant pin connector. I replaced a ton of these ports actually in those consoles. They're slightly annoying to do, but they're all right. And honestly, if you can find one of these in a good condition, a lot of times, depending on where you have to get stuff from, picking one of these up to get these ports for multiple repairs is sometimes cheaper than me just ordering 1 or 2 ports at a time and having it sent in. I can just buy this, have it all sent down at the exact same price, plus I have another cable end if I ever need to do a cable repair on that as well. But the port for the PC Engine is a lot smaller, and the tap for the TurboGrafx is a lot cheaper. So what you can do is, if you have third-party controllers, most of them come with an adapter to go from the TurboGrafx to the PC Engine port. And if you plug the adapter in and plug that into the PC Engine, guess what? The TurboGrafx adapter, which is cheaper, works with the adapter that comes with the third-party controllers for the TurboGrafx. So just kind of a thought. Anything on that of, you can find yourself a TurboTap for cheaper in the US sometimes than what you can find the one specifically for the PC Engine, and it'll give you options too. Anyways, because US based, Japanese console, US accessories tend to be cheaper, Japanese consoles tend to be cheaper, so mix and match. But anyways, that was just a few quick, simple ideas of ways that you can save the ports on your older retro consoles and keep them from wearing out, because it's a lot easier to replace the controllers and extension cables than it is to replace those ports sometimes. Like I said, we're North Pole Retro. Find us at northpoleretro.com. If you have video ideas, leave them in the description down below on the video. Like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for stopping in, and have a good night.